Today we're taking a deep dive into the JVR Vac100 Chamber Vacuum Sealer. It might sound a bit dramatic, but this vacuum sealer has kind of been the unsung hero of practically everything we do around here at the BBQ Lab, and I'll explain why in just a minute. Be sure to stick around because we'll be sharing a way for you to save a lot of money on the purchase of one of these units. I'm David Gafford, and I help people gain skill and confidence in outdoor cooking by helping them get the right gear and teaching them how to use it. We've been testing various brands and styles of vacuum sealers for over a year now, but the JVR Vac100 has been the one unit I've chosen to use for the last 3 months over all of the others for 6 reasons. First reason why I've chosen the Vac100 as my go-to vacuum sealer could be said of most chamber sealers in that it handles liquids like a champ. While most external vacuum sealers simply suck as much of the air as possible out of the open end of a bag, a chamber vacuum sealer evacuates all of the air in the entire chamber. There's no draw on liquids pulling them towards the seal in a chamber vac, and we regularly vac seal our leftover barbecued meats with the drippings and even soups and chili. When we reheat them later in the sous vide, months later out of the freezer, it's as fresh as the day it came off the smoker. Now there's one specific liquid that I was particularly surprised this chamber vac could seal, and I'm going to tell you all about that in a minute. But for those of you using external sealers at home, what are your tips and tricks for keeping liquids from ruining your seal? Tell us your strategy for keeping liquid at bay in the comments below. Okay, so what liquid surprised me? Wine bottles. The Vac100 comes with an accessory hose and a wine stopper so you can better preserve an open bottle of wine. Who knew? You can program a preset on the Vac100 by hitting Settings, then Select, then Vac 50 seconds, sealing 0 seconds, and cooling 0 seconds. Once you see the liquid start to rapid boil, just hit the skip function and you've sealed your wine. Now in just a second, I'm going to tell you the second reason I favor this vacuum sealer, but first I wanted to mention a couple of options that are available to use with that accessory hose that I just told you about. JVR sells stainless steel canisters that you can use to seal things like coffee, rice, or even more fragile items that you don't want crushed by sealing them in a bag. Now likewise, if you like to use canning jars to store your food, there's a chamber accessory that can vacuum seal multiple canning jars of all sizes at the same time. Now to be clear, this isn't canning foods to make them shelf stable. This is simply removing all of the air from the jar and sealing the lid. Anyway, those are a couple of the ways that the accessory hose might be used aside from resealing wine bottles. All right, the second reason we've chosen the Vac100 as our go-to vacuum sealer is the size. While it has a decently small footprint and a low profile, it has a very spacious chamber. The unit itself measures 16.2 inches by 19.3 inches by 8.3 inches, and it weighs 52 pounds. That's not exactly light, but it's 13 pounds less than the Meet Your Maker Chamber Vac and 32 pounds less than the VacMaster 230, so I do consider that an advantage. The inside of the chamber measures 13.8 by 12 by 4.3, so you can vacuum seal some pretty large bags in here. I also like that it has 2 bag clips, so you can actually seal 2 small bags at the same time. Now coming in at number 3, visibility is a real win for this chamber vac. The Vac100 has a perfectly clear shatterproof glass lid. Now I don't know if you're aware of this, but chamber sealers provide both function and entertainment. I don't understand why so many other brands darken and bevel the glass to make it so you can't see what's going on inside. It's fun to watch the vacuum process. But the entertainment value isn't actually the only reason why visibility is important. When you vacuum seal anything with liquid, the boiling point drops when liquids are in a vacuum. Oftentimes, liquids like to boil right out of the bag, and the Vac100 has a skip button that you can use to move on to the sealing function, since there's no more air that's going to come out of the chamber once it hits a full vacuum. Now with the see-through lid, it's easy to keep an eye on things and adjust each session. Now I've got 3 more reasons to share, but if you're getting value out of this video, hit the like button and subscribe if you want even more videos like this. Number 4 is the built-in cleaning cycle for the motor and the vacuum oil. If you press the settings button and then hit the down button, you'll see a cleaning preset that's as easy to run as simply closing the lid. It runs the vacuum pump for 300 seconds, heating up the oil to over 212 degrees Fahrenheit and boiling off any of the water that's accumulated during regular operation. Now, it's suggested to run this cycle once a week, and it's really easy to keep your vacuum oil in good shape, unlike many competitors that are out there. Now, we've got a couple more reasons for you, but if you're thinking about picking up a Vac100, you can save a whopping $100 off your purchase by using the code BBQLAB100 at checkout. That's $100 that you can put into vacuum seal bags, extra oil, and some of the canning accessories if you want. Now, coming in at number 5, I love that this is a quiet chamber vacuum sealer. The decibel reading that I got on my app came in between 62 and 65 decibels, and that's lower than most competitors that run 5 to 10 decibels louder. Now, I know that Melissa prefers the quieter function since we have the Vac100 plugged in sitting next to a competitor here at the lab, and I've never seen Melissa choose the other sealer unless she has 10 bags to seal, then she'll use both at the same time. Now, quieter operation is a win for us, and it's a big reason that we're choosing to use the Vac100 over the others we have here at the lab. Now, before we get to number 6, I want to cover a few of the things that didn't make the top 6, but are still really worth mentioning. Now, I get asked quite frequently if certain chamber vacs can seal Mylar bags, and the Vac100 can seal Mylar bags with the optional retort bar. Now, it's able to seal up to 7 mil Mylar bags, so if sealing those type of bags is for you, the Vac100 has you covered. As an added side note, while chamber vacuum sealers are generally more expensive up front, the pouches they use are considerably less expensive than those used in external sealers. Now, I know that we use the 3 mil 8x12 bags all the time, and the standard Food Saver style external bag is 4 mil, and it's sold in a roll. Now, the price of an external bag, once you cut it and seal it off, is usually around the 40 to 50 cent range per bag. And with a chamber vacuum sealer, you can get pre-made 8x12 vac pouches for 10 to 15 cents a bag, which is a huge savings in the long run with a chamber vacuum sealer. Now, for number 6, we have the clamshell design for maintenance. There are a bunch of vacuum sealers on the market that are hard to get open for when you need to clean and work on the inside. The Vac100 has 3 screws that, when removed, allow the Vac100 to open up like Pac-Man to make it easy to work on the inside. Since changing the oil is something that needs to be done every 6 months, having access to the pump and drain makes things simple. Now, there's no fighting with the case, just remove the 3 screws and you're in. Now, if you're still on the fence, wondering which vacuum sealer is right for you, I want you to check out our roundup of 8 vacuum sealers where we test them all head to head. Thanks so much for checking out this video. Remember to use that code for $100 off your order. Smash like if you got value, and I will see you next time.